Hello everybody! Welcome back to my series Let's Play Dungeon Defenders Road to Nightmare. Today we have big topics to talk about for anybody watching the series. On this video I'm not going to do anything major. I'm just going to be power leveling. Well, not power leveling, I'm just going to do the ramparts on hard once again just to get more experience. But this is going to be another video talking about more information, more specifically the Jester, and just a small recap on the last video I did do. This time this video should be much better. I've learned from my mistakes on the last one, so this is the more polished version with more information. This one's gonna have pictures, this and that. People watching my Let's Play, I would strongly recommend you do this map about another 2-3 times. This is gonna be the second time I do it, trying to level up another one of my characters. But honestly, for this low level, it's probably the best way for you to power level at this time. So I would suggest you take advantage and level up any characters. Everybody else, I probably know you guys have much better stats than me, so this will probably just help me catch up and give me another video to get more experience. This probably isn't the most entertaining Let's Play, but things are really picking up with the last one. As you notice, beating ramparts on hard, which about 50 in all my stats, which was pretty insane. And the one before, I think, where I beat insane Magus quarters with about 40 in all my stats. So things are definitely picking up. But today is Wednesday, new digest is out, new information. So the first thing I want to talk about is a quick recap on the previous one. I'm going to go over the console information first. That is the one that really didn't get anything here, but I just want to go over it again. First of all, as you know, you guys are going to get a patch. As stated for Trendy, it seems they've already submitted the Xbox version of the patch. So that's already been submitted to Microsoft, and they're just waiting for certification. Basically meaning they have to certify it, and then they'll give Trendy a release date. Until then, Microsoft will be testing the patch out and making sure everything's working. Trendy is still working on the PS3 patch, so for all you PS3 players, please be patient. Trendy is working on it, and just know that they only get limited patches with the Xbox and PlayStation networks. So know when these patches do go through, they are doing really hard to get them right the first time, since it's very expensive to submit a patch. Just know that these patches are very good quality. They should have little to no bugs on them, as opposed to PC where they can just dish out patches, like, oh, something's broken, let's just put a patch. So don't get discouraged. Trendy is doing everything they can to do that. With this patch, it will include insane mode. It will insane plus. It'll increase the level cap to 90, and it will have greater loot that can generate twice as powerful in all the stats, with also you having to be level 90 to equip some of the loot. That portion of the patch will be free to everybody, so anybody who downloads the patch will be eligible for that. The new patch will also include the new Crystal Shards map, along with the Crystalline Dimension and Boss Rush. And that one, of course, you would have to purchase, so anybody who purchased the Eternia Shards will have to pay for that. I'm not sure how much it is. I think it is $3.99. I didn't look into the prices. You guys probably already know. It'll probably be the same as all the other ones. And that part you do have to purchase. But like the levels and everything else should be free. So even if you don't purchase the patch, you can look at getting Insane Plus, and along with higher levels and better loot. Also, it seems here that going over the bug fixes for PS3, they are fixing the freezing issue. That includes the DLC freezing issue, and also the Equanos XP earnings. I guess there was a problem with that. So just a quick recap, Insane Plus will have mobs with 5 times the health. That includes bosses. It'll have enemies who do 4 times the damage. and you'll earn 3 times the experience. That's pretty much I'm sorry. That's Insane Plus in a nutshell. So that's what you can expect from that. So all you console users rejoice. You'll be getting new content, a new patch, with new things to do. Also, I did talk about in the last one, it did say they were going to include Shards 3 weapons and maps. Oh dear. Along with some more information. And from what it seems, Trendy has released a statement saying, unfortunately, due to memory limitations, it seems they will not be including the Shards 4 or crystalline weapons and pets. So instead, you'll be earning superior quality randomized rewards, meaning you'll get rewards, I suppose, you know, with that character. They'll just be of higher quality. Meaning Trendy does listen to you guys. They are trying to get you new weapons and new pets that you guys may have not gotten before. It just seems that there's just certain limitations with the consoles that can't always, you know, integrate everything they want to put. Otherwise, the PS3 and the Xbox would be mirror images to the PC version if they had the capabilities to do so. So that's pretty much the console information. There's not much on that's changed. But straight on to the next topic, which is the Jester. Once again, a recap. Right here is the Jester. As you can see, I know last time I didn't have any pictures, but bam! Check it out. This is the Jester. You've probably all seen the picture by now. And this is what it looks like, you know. Pretty much your standard Harley Quinn kind of character. And also with the male Jester, you know, I guess this day and age, you know, whenever we think of Jester, we think of Harley Quinn and Batman. So everybody figured, or not Batman, they relate to Batman, but Harley Quinn and the Joker. That's what I meant to say. So people were suspecting a male to be the Joker costume. Turns out it technically is just a male Jester called the Fool. You know, I guess I was also expecting a Joker character. I thought that would have been really cool. But it seems that they actually really mean a male Jester. So, male Jester, well, it comes free, so you can't complain. And just to show another picture here of the traps I was talking about before, the Jester is going to have 3 size traps. I've labeled them all here in the picture, so you can see the small traps are labeled with the little star, the medium ones with a 5-pointed star or 4-pointed star, and then the large one I would assume is the one on the back, marked with the little heart. So you can see these are the three towers that the Jester is. Well, it says 3 towers. I guess it's just 3 towers. I mean, all the characters have 5 abilities, but they've only still revealed these 3. So there's still 2 to be questioned and remained, and they haven't been answered in this digest either. So I don't know what those other 2 will be. Hopefully we'll learn about it sometime. I don't know, this is the last digest because next Wednesday is the official release. There's really not point in them putting in the digest if the Jester comes out that same day. You might as well just play it as. So I don't know if there's something I'm not reading right into this, or if I've overlooked something. But it only talks about these 3 presents, these 3 towers, and every character has 5. So perhaps I'm just missing something. If you know something I don't or I've overlooked, go ahead and leave it in the comments. That'd be greatly appreciated. Followed by the map. One picture of the map that they did show, which has been officially called the King's Game, so it's called the King's Game. That's what it's going to be called from now on. We have 2 pictures. One was released last week, which is this one, followed by another one, which was revealed this week. I think the one from this week shows less. It just shows a different perspective, but there's nothing huge that you guys are missing. Nothing too, you know, something that like, oh, this picture shows more than the previous one. No, I mean, They don't show anything huge, so nothing really huge to talk about. I will go in a little depth into the pictures about what's shown, but we'll go ahead and talk really quickly about what was released in this digest. So this week's digest talked about the Jester. The biggest thing is more about her. The Jester talked about her weapons that she wields. She can wield dual weapons as well as with the EV, so pressing X to switch between weapons, I would think it's the same button. And the biggest thing about the Jester that I'm really excited for is that she can wield any weapon. As you can see here with the picture, it includes the 4 new weapons that will be released with the Jester. As you can see, one is, what is that? That's a knight. One is a huntress grenade launcher. The other one is a bishop, and the last one is a large pole. In my experience, the poles usually excuse me, the poles are what the longer weapons tend to be. They usually tend to be for the monks. So I mean, the huntress weapon is really easy to spot. That one's a no-brainer, so you can tell that's obviously the huntress weapon. The other ones, I'm not quite sure who they belong to. If it was up to me to judge, I would say that the long pole, that the one would be for, I would say that's the knight. That would be the equivalent to a sword to me. None of this is true. I haven't found anybody who said anything about it, but that's what I think it is. I think the knight would be for the apprentice, and the bishop would be for the monk. That's honestly my opinions on the matter. Whether these are true or not, I'm not sure. I'll do more research or ask on the forums. If I figure out what belongs to what, I'll make sure to include it in the next video I do of this Let's Play. So if I find any answers, I'll make sure to make an annotation or a link to the next video explaining what it was or what I figured out who they belong to. So able to dual wield any weapons. That's quite impressive. That's what we figured the EV would be. Unfortunately, it turns out she can only wield dual apprentice or huntress weapons. I mean, nothing hugely disappointing, still dual wielding weapons, but we would have preferred the liberty to dual wield any 2 weapons, which of course we're getting with this patch, so that's something to look forwards to. Next thing, we have the 2 Jester abilities. The 2 Jester abilities, one of them is called Wheel of Fortuna. That pretty much just means Wheel of Fortune. I know Fortuna is fortune in Spanish. It might be like Italian or something. I don't know, because it says Wheel of Fortuna. I don't know if that's supposed to be like in a different language or anything, but it means it does mean Wheel of Fortune. So that's what that is, which pretty much is, I gave some examples. It's going to be a random slot machine ability that will yield varying effects, positive and negative effects. Just to name some of the ones, they did give examples. One could be heal allies. Another one could be kill an X percentage of enemies. One could be damage enemies. One could be buff players for a certain amount of duration. One could be debuff enemies for a certain amount of duration. Prevent repairs for a duration. Upgrade a tower. Gold some random enemies. Stun some enemies. Slow down time for a duration. Or downgrade a tower. Now this all sounds wonderful. I mean, from a read, certainly there seems to be more positives in there than negatives, which is really good. It doesn't make it completely terrible and gives us something that we can use. Hopefully the slot machine isn't completely random. Hopefully it does require a little bit of skill, like some timing on pressing the X's. I don't know if they'll all be on one slot machine, or they'll be like, oh, in this slot machine you only have between like these 4 abilities or these 4 random effects, you know, and then you would just stop it on whichever one you want. If it's random, once again, it's not a huge deal. I don't think none of these could break the game. Honestly, they're all more just to help you or just slightly make you stumble a bit, such as like downgrading a tower or making some gold enemies. So that's something definitely to look forwards to, along with the second ability, which is something that a lot of people had a problem with when it was first announced. Before it was announced it was going to be free, of course, is the fact that it can move towers, which is a great plus, meaning that a Sharkin pushes your wall or something. With the Jester, you're easily able to move it back. How it's going to work, I'm not sure. Hopefully it'll be as easy as activating the ability, picking the tower, moving the tower back, and then rotating it if necessary. I think that's how it should be implemented. Seems easy enough and should hopefully really help all the builds. This is a great ability. This was a community ability. I guess this was something that a lot of people really wanted, so Trendy implemented into this character. Now, one quick recap back to the Jester's towers when we were mentioning the presents. Yeah, these presents right here. My thoughts on how these are going to work is they're all random, but if you're able to just place them down and activate them, I feel that'd be a little broken, because say you can do that between rounds and then you can just sell it again. So I think these the way they're gonna work, because if you look at the picture, they're just presents. So my theory on them will either be one of 2 ways to activate them. You'll either leave them alone for a bit and they'll unravel themselves, or perhaps you'll have to go and unravel them yourself, you know, by walking up to it and activating it until this little bar comes up. Kind of like when you do the Halloween mission that you have to pick up a present from the bag, and you know how you have that little timer. That's how I think it'll be. You know, you'll activate the present and something will come out. Since most of those things aren't towers, they're just random effects, I don't think they'll take to you, or you'll be able to sell it to get it back. I think that's the only way they'll be able to balance it, so you're not able to spawn them infinitely and resell them and just keep getting these random effects. I'm sorry, I'm trying to concentrate on the game and play this at the same time, so I'm sorry if I take small pauses in between. I'm just trying to play the game and build and upgrade and level up my characters. But regardless, moving on to the last topic of this video, we have the map. So with the map called the King's Game, the way it's described, it's a 3-tiered map with 2 crystals. You know, we've had several tiered maps. I think the only one, I think it's 3-tiered, the Talay Mining Complex. I believe that map is 3-tiered. I haven't played that map personally myself. I played it with other people, and during Trendy streams I think I've joined a volcanic eruption once, but I've never like personally played it myself or tried to do any of the challenges regarding that map. I don't think I'd be able to anyways. My stats aren't that great for Nightmare on my ranked mode. But it's a 3-tier maps with 2 crystals. The way it's described, it's gonna have this map is gonna be in the sky, so expect if I do a playthrough of it or a review, I will do that when it comes out, so expect that. Along with the Jester in the map, expect me to fall off the map a few times. Which is Sky City. Oh man, if only you've seen how many times I've fallen trying to get through all the propellers and bounce back and forth. Ooh, not a pretty sight. It really isn't. Trying to see me jump in the map is crazy. I don't even get. I'm not able. I don't have my sky legs. So this is gonna be in the sky. It's gonna have. It says it's gonna have confetti and party horns. Celebrate your hero's actions. What that could be, what that entails, I don't know. There's a train in the background. Hopefully you can't hear that. Oh dear, why do I gotta live next to a train? Oh. So, displaying your heroic actions, the only things I can think of is if you defeat an ogre or something. Say you're able to take down an ogre, a little fanfare comes out, fanfare plays in the background, doo 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 doo, or something with little confetti comes out, like hooray, you killed an ogre, or something along that sort of lines. What else it could be, I don't know. Also, it's gonna have loose tiles hanging around the map. So here in the map, on the air, you can see the tiles here. I guess these will just be floating and vortexing around the map, just for aesthetic value, I suppose. I don't think they'll do anything special. Perhaps there's a way to teleport around or change tiers with the tiles through the map. Since it's 3 tiers, perhaps you'll be able to get on one, and it'll take you up to a higher tier. But that's yet to be determined, and that's just my own opinions. It will have, what is it? What was it? It's gonna have mana in rainbow colored chests. So in the 2 maps, you see one right here on the first map in the bottom, and you see one up here on the second map. You can see the little presents, and well, they look like presents, but I guess those are the rainbow colored chests that will have the mana in them. Something bright and really easy to pick out in a black and white map. Those will be very nice to the eyes, very easy to spot and able to find. Lastly, they'll have white shining tiles on the map, which they say when you step on them during the combat phase will cause different reactions on the map. Several examples given is maybe all the ogres on the map will die, or maybe it will activate slow motion, or maybe it will grant a one-time bonus to the overall DUs on the map. I'm guessing it's just that map. I don't think all the maps will get this. So that's certainly quite something big to include. You know, apart from you being able to use the Wheel of Fortuna on the Jester, be able to use this as well to your advantage. Those are just 3 abilities, and those are all great abilities. Whether they'll be negatives as well, it does not say. Hopefully there is more than just those 3 abilities, and it gives us something to look forwards to, so it's not just overpowered and you can just activate the trap and get some really good effect out of it, and without any downside. I think that'll just be a little bit too imbalanced. So those are just 3 of the abilities the white tiles can activate. Hopefully we see more. Once again, I will be doing an in-depth coverage of the Jester and the map when they come out on release date, so keep out for that one. Also, just a small quick tidbit for anybody who does know about the 4K Games group. Darkpython in specifically will be doing a 12-hour live stream on August the 10th. So anybody who doesn't have anything to do that Friday can expect to see Darkpython do a 10-hour live stream for that event. And also, forgot to mention, most likely Trendy will be doing a sneak peek. In the past, they've always done sneak peeks one day before the release date. Has it been one day? I don't know. Usually they do it on their Friday funds. So I believe this Friday they will be doing a sneak peek of the Jester. Don't hold me to that, but I believe that's what they'll be doing. So if it is so the case, then make sure you stay tuned and go to Trendy's Twitch channel, where they usually do their Friday funds, and see if they do the Jester. And basically that's all the information we have here. I thank you for watching this video. Anybody who's doing the Let's Play, I just leveled up my Huntress to 24, and I think my Mage got 2 levels. I'm not sure. Did he get 2 levels? He's at 36 now, so I think 2 levels gain on that. Nothing huge. Most of you probably have way higher stats than me, so this is just my small chance to catch up. And let me see if I'm missing here anything really quickly that I haven't said about these topics. Nope, that seems to be everything. So that's pretty much everything we've known to the Jester at this point. I'm still worried about the fact that they only said those 3 towers for the Jester. Every character has 5 towers. That still leaves 2. I don't know why they wouldn't have said it in this digest. They're pretty much out of time, and next Wednesday it'll be released. So I don't know if they forgot to tell us those last 2 towers, or like I said earlier, if I'm just missing out on some information that has already been said and I'm just overlooking something. But regardless, that has been the Jester information. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Like I said, I've learned a lot from mistakes, and this video should be a lot more informative. There's pictures, talked a lot about the information, some speculations from what I think, because I don't really see how they could balance everything if you could just summon traps between waves and resell them. Perhaps once you put the traps and then use them, there's no way to sell them back unless you get lucky enough to get a tower. But anyways, that has been this video. I thank you all for watching. Stay tuned for the next one where we'll actually be doing something in this Let's Play and tackling another map of some sort. Maybe going back to Royal Gardens. I haven't done that one. But thank you for watching.